Hello, everyone. My name is David McLeod, and I am your life mastery coach and best-selling lead author of the new book, Gifts of Wisdom, Practices for Healing and Empowerment, which is now available on Amazon at the link below. Welcome to this chapter reading series for this new book, in which you get to meet every author and listen in during a personal reading of that person's entire chapter from this fantastic and wonderful little book. Today, my guest is Virginia Rounds Griffiths, contributing author for chapter 18. Virginia is a multidimensional light activator, energy alchemist, medical intuitive, and spiritual teacher. Her mission is to enable humanity to connect to and work within their divine heart centers. Welcome, Virginia, and thank you for joining me today. It's great to have you. How are you doing?
Thank you, David. It's really great to be here. Really appreciate your having me on and being able to read the book in real time. So it's an exciting time. Thank you.
Yeah, and it is a pretty amazing book too, isn't it? It's way more than I ever thought it would be when I first came up with the idea. And I don't know, how about you? Have you noticed that it seems to be way bigger than the sum of the parts, don't you think?
Absolutely. That is so true. And I find that as each person has brought their gifts of wisdom to this book, it has really enriched a lot of our progress as we go forth, group-wise as well as individuals. Yes,
right.
Indeed.
Yeah. So give me a little bit of a summary of, your thought processes and your spiritual response. When this idea came to your awareness, what was it about it that attracted you and inspired you to participate?
Thank you, David. I initially, when I saw Gifts of Wisdom, that's what really jumped out at me, because at this stage of our lives, not everyone has wisdom, as I'm sure you understand, but the majority of us have, because we've come through this pathway that we've got to this stage of our lives. And for me, I felt that I had wisdom to impart. And so that's what really spoke to me. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I believe you certainly do have wisdom. And as I've read your chapter and heard some of the things that you've said in our group calls and stuff, I definitely resonate with a lot of what you say. I think you have a great deal of wisdom, and I'm just delighted that you decided to participate in this.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your process in terms of how deciding what to write about, and what was it like for you to actually draw those words out of yourself and onto the page?
Really, really interesting, David, because I've not authored anything prior to this. And so, but it was all seamless. Everything just became a flow. And from my perspective, I connect with my guides. So everything just came out the way it was meant to do. And I'm really, really big on clearing your energy matrix to allow the gifts that we all have to come forth and to come through us. So yeah, it was a no-brainer, really, because it just flew. The flow was so easy.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful.
And the interesting thing was, as I was starting to get in, because initially I was apprehensive, but as I started to get into it, I kind of enjoyed it. Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot from many of the people, and I know I've had that experience myself. The writing process can be very cathartic, because it helps to unload stuff that you maybe been carrying around for a long time, and thus opens up the space for healing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
The end result was, I just didn't have enough. I didn't think that I could have written like another chapter, put it that way. There was just not enough to put into that one chapter. Does that make sense?
Right. Well, I'm certain there's going to be new opportunities coming up for you, for opportunities for writing and sharing more of your story, perhaps in slightly different ways. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll do a follow-on book here. We'll see. It's a big project. It's a lot of fun. It's fantastic getting to meet people like you, And I don't want to take any more space here. I would really love to just have you read your chapter if you're willing to do that. So I'm just going to say, friends, please give your full attention to Virginia Rounds Griffiths as she reads chapter 18, Master Your Energy Matrix, a guide to personal and spiritual fulfillment.
My story. My thoughts flew to my mother, who was miles away and previously had lost 2 precious daughters at birth. My little mind was very aware of the devastation my drowning would cause her. Now, 7 decades later, every one of those slow motion frames still holds the same vivid vision and emotion that it did then. Picture, if you will, the place where I was born, the Pacific island paradise of Fiji. And Fiji is a fragment of Lemuria. Imagine golden sand, silky to the touch, crystal clear waters, and proud stately coconut trees whose fronds dance in the warm breeze. The South Pacific Islands have an aroma of vibrant, multicolored flora, and that flora has an intoxicating fragrance. And as you stroll along the coast, you can observe the luxuriant green undergrowth and untamed foliage lining the beachfront. And of course, the seaside insects, their life frantically going about their business. The ocean flows uninterrupted between this Pacific paradise and all the way down to the South Pole. This is the scene of what transpires next. With deafening screams of exhilaration, children of various ages on their summer holidays, anticipating the next massive wave as they experience the thrill of body surfing. I hadn't yet learned to swim. Oops. Yet I refused to be left out of all that fun and excitement. I have to be in there. I have to be in there. How am I going to do this? This was my mantra. My fear of missing out was overwhelming, pleading and begging my easily manipulated aunt brought results. Yes, she let me in the dinghy. Yes. And there I was, holding court in the dinghy, out in the unrelenting ocean, amongst my siblings and the other friends, giddy with an adrenaline rush, all caution thrown to the wind. Any guesses for what happens next? I hopped out of the boat. Remember the fear of missing out? In all the excitement, no one noticed. My sister was just out of reach of my right arm, so I couldn't grab her, and my left arm was holding the dinghy. I was thrilled and overjoyed. It felt like I was in heaven. But hang on, let's just rewind a bit. Did I just say the heaven word? In an instant, a wave yanked the dinghy out of my left hand. I was adrift, sinking and swallowing mouthfuls of salt water. Panic, fear, and terror were now my companions. All of the hyper excitement instantaneously became anguish. Countless thoughts flooded my mind. Suddenly, every picture moved in slow motion, and the realization, oh my God, I'm drowning, but I'm not ready. The more panic and fear I felt, the more I struggled. My flailing around in the water again excited my sister even more, thinking another wave was coming. My aunt was totally unaware of my predicament. I ceased my struggle and surrendered, opening myself to instant serenity, peace, love, and overwhelming, intense white light. And I was fully aware that I was immersed in source energy, embracing the freedom, love, and ecstasy that enfolded me. Time seemed to stop momentarily. However, Source had other plans for me, and my very next memory is coughing and spluttering on the beach, saved by a young man named Herbert. He was my earth angel. In hindsight, it was not my time. I had to fulfill my purpose. I had work to do as a teacher, as an intuitive, and be a beacon for others. This is my inner knowing. Throughout my early adulthood, my elder sister Yvonne, who was my spiritual mentor, did her best to drag me, kicking and screaming, from my third-dimensional life to the multi-dimensional life I live now. Over the years, we had many exciting adventures as we explored all things spiritual, from divine gods to past lives, healing groups to ley lines, from channeling to light language. Yvonne was the intellectual Aquarian who carried deep knowledge, and she was a natural organizer, whereas I was the intuitive. Rolling my sleeves up and getting on with it was my ethos. It was a brilliant combination. The year is now 2000, and we are in Sydney. Yvonne is hosting a healer from New Zealand named Colin Lambert. Colin demonstrated his healing method, which involved the healer detecting energy that needed to be cleared from the body by using his hands as a positive conduit. If the energy around the body is clear, your hands will pass over that area freely. However, if there's a blocked energy there, your hands stop and won't move past that area. That energy is solid, and you need to physically lift or scoop that energy away from the body to remove it. Yvonne volunteered my services to Colin and the obliging client on the massage table. Heavens above, she's done it again, I thought, grudgingly, mumbling as I was told. I have never felt energy before, and I didn't think it was my forte. But with Colin's guidance, the skeptic, me, couldn't explain the impact of what was about to experience. I felt like I had a brick wall between my hands. This was the energy that needed to be cleared. My hands went a deep red, and I couldn't move them, try as I might. I held the energy between my hands. My body heated up. Globules of perspiration broke out on my forehead, and the energy rooted me to that spot, tingling and playing through my hands and my body. Not something that I could dismiss. What did I just encounter? What kind of trickery is this? It can't be true. Does this really happen? This was my first encounter with feeling energy. In fact, with feeling energy of any kind. In hindsight, it was only the first time I consciously connected with energy, thus started my journey into the healing field. I felt like a child in a candy shop. I had to have every bright ball that came to hand. It was the searching that provided me with the knowledge and the abilities I work with now. My search magnetized me to the frequency of Dr. Joshua David Stone, who resided in Los Angeles, and with whom I had many incredible experiences and learned invaluable lessons. And some of these I now teach in my work with my clients. While in LA, I had the privilege of attending his Resac Festival at Mount Shasta in 2001. It was there that I had an epiphany, which greatly expanded my multidimensional knowledge and journey. Dr. Stone is now an ascended master, so I consider myself privileged and blessed to have known him before he transitioned. Enter Kahu Fred Sterling from the Honolulu Church of Light in Oahu, Hawaii, who was deeply entrenched in the teachings of Lemuria through a channel called Kirael. Through this link, I connected back to my Lemurian ancestry, which I always knew, albeit unconsciously, was my prime spiritual connection. With all the searching I accomplished, this spoke to my heart and resonated dearly. Back in Sydney, Australia again, and with a group of like-minded souls, we embarked on spiritual classes, channeling, and experimented with talking to the trees, an emphatically delightful experience with the tales that they told. We cleared and worked closely with Mother Earth. These were such exciting and heady days, full of experimentation and working with energy. There was nothing beyond our scope. Included in this mix was my ability to work with many clients, helping them to connect and clear past lives. Kahu Fred decided to come to Australia, and as I worked at the longest-running esoteric bookshop belonging to the Theosophical Society, I could host him as an author. He brought some of his congregation along, and Spirit said we should go to Uluru, which is in the middle of Australia. We had to work there regarding clearing many ancient energies. What an incredible experience that was. With Kirael's support, we set the energy for the heart of Uluru to work in harmony for the future. This interaction with Kirael brought many aha moments for me, and I will always hold Kahu Fred and Kirael close to my heart. Come 2014, I now travel from New Zealand to the UK and spent a year in Ireland. In those awesome Emerald Isles, I had the time to do some spiritual work, very deep spiritual work, and to start my healing practice in earnest. The knowledge and practices learned through the years received major upgrades and downloads. My strong connection to Spirit now enabled me to move forward with clarity. I started to work and trust my heart team. Today, in every moment, I connect with them at all times. They are always with me. Clear intuition, clear knowing, and absolute trust are the culmination of my lessons. Stepping into mastery afforded me that ability, and I now have thousands of clients all across the globe. The thread that has been woven through my personal and spiritual journey is that of the energy and essence of Lemuria. The ethos of love and wisdom was all-embracing and underlying their daily existence. My Lemurian guides work alongside me and give me the simplicity needed to maneuver through this incarnation, and I am blessed beyond words. The icing of the cake was attending Ho'oponopono workshop on the island of Hawaii with my two sisters. The teacher was Dr. Hugh Len Ihaliakala. Another synchronicity? Yes. The important lesson from my story is that I wish someone had given me a roadmap to save me time. We are time poor and living busy lives. This roadmap is given the dedication, a short journey to personal and spiritual fulfillment. All inquiries of how to go in depth are available to you below in the links. The practice. First of all, are you super passionate and hungry to live a fulfilling life, both personal and spiritual? Are you exhausted by the unceasing upheaval, the drama and discord resulting in your daily reality? Or are you content living a disruptive life with no desire to change? If so, read no further. This practice is not for you. I don't say that lightly or mean to offend. The will to transform to a life of balance and harmony primarily needs consciousness and dedication, but it also can be so very rewarding. So if you're ready to leap, let's jump ahead. Our roadmap is a well-known quote. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, by Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. This places importance on the spiritual us rather than the physical us. A dedicated daily spiritual practice is the foundation needed to build upon. Put yourself in the control seat. Most people are unaware that energy plays such a vital role in our lives. Being conscious of your energy and keeping it clear daily undoubtedly connects you to a life in the flow of infinite possibilities and joy. If you're not in control of your energy, you'll feel your life is obstructed at every turn, and disharmony becomes your reality. Meditation is the core of your practice. This will help build your intuition and communication skills with your guides and your heart team. And yes, we all have them. Your meditation space. Choose a space that you can call your own, where you are and can commune with your higher self, angels, your guides, and any other spiritual hierarchy. This space means no cell phones, silence is mandatory, and no disruptions. Furnish the space to reflect your intent. Remember, it's your sacred space. Construct an altar and proudly display your sacred objects, whether they be candles, crystals, pictures of the Holy Family, Buddha, Kuan Yin, or figurines of other sacred deities that you revere. Include a vase to hold flowers and an incense burner to clear non-beneficial energies from your space. Remember, intention is your most powerful tool. You provided you intend no person, animal, or thing any harm. You can command the laws of nature to manifest your dreams and desires. Make meditation a regular practice, daily, preferably at the same time. Start with small steps, 5 minutes, and increase as your intuition grows. Sitting in the quiet of your heart space, connecting with your higher self will deliver you the answers that you seek. A dedicated and consistent practice will raise your vibration, your frequency, and your light quotient. This will help you to access and understand your gifts and begin receiving the answers you require from your spiritual team. Follow the steps below to build a firm foundation for your roadmap. Firstly, clear non-beneficial energies. Negative energies of any kind like to control and manipulate because that is their express purpose. They behave like vampires in our energy system. When they infiltrate our auric field, we experience their thoughts, feelings, and desires, giving away our power. The benefit of clearing will help you to banish negative thinking or inner voices that are critical, depressive, or suicidal. Will no longer feel anxious or angry for any reason. Headaches and migraines disappear. No overwhelm or confusion. You are in control. No longer be addicted to drugs, sex, alcohol, gambling, or any other desires. Grounding is the next practice. It is mandatory on this journey. It strengthens your connection to Mother Earth, anchoring and manifesting the spiritual energies downloaded through your meditation. When you are fully grounded, you know that you are safe and fully empowered in your mastery. The benefits of grounding are they manifest your desires, intentions, and dreams. You feel strongly earthed and protected. Your spirit is firmly anchored in your body and stays disconnected from the collective consciousness that holds other people's thinking and emotions. And it helps you to release stress and enable relaxation. The other part of the practice is to clear your thought forms. Your thought forms are energy, and this energy has a level of frequency. Negative thoughts create negative results. Positive thoughts create positive results in your life. Your every thought interacts with the universe and is generated by your thinking. You are the creator and the controller. Over time, your negative thoughts will blend into thought forms, clogging and saturating your energy field, becoming the instrument to attract even more non-beneficial energy and entities into your field. Interacting with others through life, we inevitably connect with hundreds of thousands of people. The result is that we form invisible energy cords to them, and they to us. Cords are not always positive and may result in energy drainage or psychic attack from either them or to us, vice versa. The very act of thinking of someone enables attachment. The benefits for this are, think of all energy that is not yours. Clear it from your field. Free yourself from psychic attack and energy vampires. Stop being drained by others' energies and keep vibrant and positive. Let's have a look at chakras. Regular cleansing and balancing your chakras is mandatory, but is a practice often forgotten and or ignored. These 7 major energy centers start at the top of the head and end at the base of your spine, influencing all parts of your mind, body, and spirit, including emotions, and it also helps to resist disease and brings balance. A pristine chakra system restores a harmonious flow of energy throughout your entire energy matrix, strengthening your immune system and keeping your physical and spiritual health. The benefits of clearing out your chakras are: enjoy the life force flowing through the chakra column for spiritual and physical health. Your chakras invigorated for maximum well-being and vitality. And your physical organs and glands in the body are reinforced and balanced. Let's look at protection. It is crucial to protect yourselves when we begin and continue this journey. After we have released all the negative energies and unwanted influences in our auric field, we need protection in place to keep our energy matrix pristine. All the hard work that you have done previously will be negated if you don't have protection in place. The protective shield should have the flexibility to allow positive energies in and keep negative ones out. The more that you practice your protection with regularity, the stronger it will work for you and help you to be a master of your energy and therefore a master of your life. The benefits of protection are protection and deterrent from negative energies and entities, prevents the emotional energies of others entering your field, construct a cocoon to secure your entire pristine biofield, and Archangel Michael is always available to call upon. These strategies are basic practices, a foundation for you to build upon. You may have heard of divine timing. That's the essence of mastering your energy matrix. Our humanness makes us impatient to achieve what we have blocked or forgotten, with a veil of forgetfulness being responsible. Once you start mastering your energy matrix, understand it's just the beginning. Your life will transform when you raise your vibration and merge with your I Am presence. The ultimate aim is that you will live a life of peace, love, and joy, with no drama and or chaos. We started with a roadmap, reminding us that we are spirit having a human experience. Embarking on and mastering these practices will help achieve your personal and spiritual fulfillment.
Spiritual beings having a human experience. I think that is a profound statement. And I remember the first time I heard it, I thought, well, I didn't hear it with my ears. I felt it in my body.
Mm.
I felt it right in my heart. It was a beautiful statement. And it's easy for us to, I think, gloss over that and say, oh yeah, that just sounds like a bumper sticker statement, you know?
It's true.
But I think it's powerful and it's true. And another one that I've experienced that also resonates as true for me is we are all one, which most of us in our humanness rarely have an actual experience of that. But I had the benefit of experiencing that viscerally during a powerful, powerful men's retreat that I did in 2003. So it's not just bumper sticker, it's real stuff. And if people listen to what we're telling them, then they can embrace these truths for themselves. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was just a beautiful chapter and so much amazing wisdom there.
Thank you, David. It's taken a lifetime.
Right.
Up to
Well,
now.
and you know,
I've got a few more years.
I was very fascinated by your story about, struggling in the water. And part of the reason of my fascination is I had a very similar experience when I was, I don't remember, 5 or 6 years old.
Uh-huh.
it obviously the circumstances were very different, but I do remember I was in Florida at the time. I was living in Florida with my family, and I remember being out in the surf by myself. Well, by myself in the sense that I was not close to anybody else. And this huge wave came and pushed me right down to the bottom. At that time, when I was that young, it felt like I had been pushed a very deep amount into the thing, and I was disoriented, I was confused, and just as I was starting to feel a little bit of panic develop, all of a sudden I popped out. And I think the message that I got in that day was, have no fear, my son. It was, we are here to help you. And I kind of forgot about that until I heard your story. So thank you again for that.
No, you're welcome. It was very profound. The moment, because I knew I was drowning, that was it. I was gone. But the moment I surrendered was the moment the peace just came about. And it was not my time. But it's the remembrance of that time and that place and that whole episode that stays with you forever. You cannot ignore it because it's, and then I think the overriding end of this is the fact that it wasn't my time. It doesn't matter what, it was not my time. And I was saved from a source from on high. It wasn't, because I tell you, those waves were huge, and there was nothing between where we were and the South Pole. Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
And yet we loved it. We didn't know the danger, Children.
Yeah, I think there's another beautiful message in there, that maybe we have fear for no reason, because we are meant to be here in this place living a life of joy. It's not supposed to be a drudgery. It's not supposed to be a constant struggle, and I think experiences like you described and similar to my own remind us that we can be connected to our joy anytime we want to.
Yes, agree. I totally agree. In fact, I was channeling something today, which just came out of the blue, and it was to tell the people that they have a purpose. We all reincarnated for a purpose in this lifetime. Yes, it's just that some of us get lost along the way because our purpose gets lost, and then that's where the drudgery comes in. That's where the lack of joy comes in, and it was just, so what you're saying just totally resonates, because that was actually channeled through me today. It was lovely. Yeah.
And I think you hit on another key word here, surrender. Surrender doesn't mean to give up. It just means to release attachments. That's all it means. And if we could just reframe it and understand what it means, imagine the joy we could experience.
A lot of times in my work, I just surrender to the powers that be, because, as humans, we're always trying to think things, right? And it's in the thinking that we confuse ourselves as well as get everything skewed. Whereas when I surrender, they just take over. The work is just done in my surrendering. So surrender means a big thing for me, yes, on many levels. And I love that you picked that up, because, yes, surrender is so important. But as you say, some people think of it as a weakness, but it's not. It's a strength.
I agree. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Virginia. It's just a joy to spend some time with you one-on-one.
Thank you.
And friends, there you go. Another beautiful example of some of the amazing wisdom that's available to you in this book that is just being published as we speak. So if you haven't already purchased a copy, or if you'd like to consider giving a copy to a friend, just think of somebody in your life who might benefit from the wisdom that was just shared by Virginia here. Well, please head over to our Amazon book page. And again, I've included the link below. Also, if you'd like to connect with Virginia Rounds Griffiths directly, you can reach out to her on her website at https:// VirginiaRoundsGriffiths.com. I've put that link in the screen below as well, so you can just copy that and go and visit with her. Thank you all for stopping by. I look forward to seeing you in all of the other chapter reading videos that we're doing in this series. Love, light, and blessings to you on your continuing journey. Bye-bye for now.